Yep. All right, let's get this show before a couple people get on. Oh, my back. Hello, hello, hello. Turn this volume down. My phone wants to go off crazy. Obviously, I'm not at the shop. I'm at the dojo right now, and the hatcheries in the basement. This tank needs a change, water change, cleaning. 265 in the wall. Feed me. Good morning, James. Morning, John. What up? Fish are all like, where's the food? Got fish food. They're swarming me. Dad, feed me. This tank's been doing good, knock on wood. Good morning, Brian. What's up, everybody? Oh, my back. Thank you, Panther. Good morning. James, I'm going to probably be there at opening for maybe the first half hour. Good morning, Mike. And then that's it. I was there all most of last week. um, Adam was out sick. So no, I got to come back and do a few things here, and I think I'm taking off early. There's a shitload of stuff to do here, but I need to do a bunch of stuff at home. My Lynn's down in at OU today, mom's weekend visiting Dylan. So I have the house to myself. So I'm blasting the radio, stereo, or podcast, whatever, and cleaning at home. Got to do the upstairs tanks, and good morning, Dale. And I'm cleaning my basement. Home alone. Yep. Peace and quiet. I don't have to have her like, why you do that? Why you do that? Morning, Jake. So it's me and Howie. Howie gets on my nerves though. Once in, once out, and I had to block him and trying to get stuff done. My cap. Someone gave me this, but I think Brentley from Putco Caves. I think he's the one who originally made the hat. Good job, embroidery job for Tosa. So I have my Fish Ninja shirt that Adam bought me. Um, yeah, he's out of Indiana, Plecco Caves. So I don't sell his merch, but I do his caves, his all the ceramic stuff, tubes and stuff like that. Comp caves, Calvis caves, Sickle caves, Plecco caves, all that type of stuff. So, um, anywho, but yeah, so I'm gonna try to take advantage of getting home. The sun's supposed to come out a little bit. I need to pick up branches. I need to do some outdoor work. So, um, yeah, good. I like stuff. He's been doing it forever, so he's always good to me. Um, um, James, I don't know about that one. If there's extra, I don't think so. I've been selling them as pairs. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look when I get over there. I think we already sold a bunch of them. Um, I want to take a pair. Kind of want a trio. Um, there's like four little ones left that I'm gonna bring over here and raise up. I think that is a great fish. That's a very good looking fish. I love to do it. Put those in the 240 down there. I was planning on doing that West African live plant tank, and that'd be one of the fish I'd put in there with like 100, 200 Congo tetras or something, and some buffalo heads and different West African stuff, whatever. And those were something I want to put a group of those in there. Have been sweet, But since that stupid Marineland 125 leaked, all the fish, the black widow, or my what I call the clouded Fertosas, and my trouts and my Panga reds, it's taking up 240. We'll see that here shortly. So that kind of put a crimp in my plans. Um, so anyhow, I'll have to check. Um, I did specifically order them as pairs, but I think they specifically send them because they don't want to be all stuck with females too. Yeah, those are nice. I haven't had those in a while. I forgot what those are called. I have had those before. Sometimes they come in, they're kind of drab at first, but they get really nice. I actually had a pair in the hatchery, one at one point, but I don't think they ever spawn. But that's another nice fish. So, and then you got all the different types of cribensis. Stuff is less popular. Unfortunately, I had Jim Cummings do a tour yesterday. Um, did you get it from me, James? I had them before. Um, a lot of the stuff is going to get harder, much harder to get, unless it's, well, shame on you, James. um, one guy that was, um, one of the main probably guys bringing in West Africans is done selling the farm, whatever. I know somebody else is up, and I know somebody else is up. Uh, yeah, I've gotten albino cribs, but they didn't like always sell. And I've had seen, adult, beautiful albino cribensis. I have to get those again. That'd be a nice one to put in there, also. Good morning, Thomas. Yeah, as I say, I hardly ever see you on. But cherish the fish you have now because most will probably be history. That's my take. Um, because a lot of the old timers in the industry is quitting, getting out, um, unfortunately. But, you know, health reasons and they're just tired, been doing it forever 30, 40, 50 plus years. I just, and it's too much work. The cost keeps going up. They have labor, just like a lot of people complain in business, labor issues and stuff. Dang, guy, I'm just falling apart. Ah, sorry, I fell in my pocket. And so, anywho, and a lot of these ones are the ones that's been established and bringing in wild caught stuff. So what is left here is the only thing we'll have to breed long term. I'm not gonna bring any wild stuff in probably. So um, it's too much money, too much risk. I had those before. Victorians are obsolete. I have some. They just don't. I still have some Macoby Island Nairi. I got generations. I have a pair, male, female. We'll see. I have a bunch in another tank, a 45 breeder. Um, I need to move some stuff around, but the Victorians are tricky because they're mean as shit. They're highly high in domestic violence. Co-species aggressive on roids, and you gotta prep a tank. Sometimes everything will be like doing great. Good morning, Vaughn. I don't know about that. I'll have to look out. They're not commonly bred. I don't know if my buddy Dan has any spawns. I'm thinking about doing. It crossed my mind. I talk to him almost every day. Is bringing some fish in, some of the rare essentials, whatever, because he no longer sells to anybody. He just me and maybe a couple people and the wholesaler is down there. Yes, Thomas, that's a fact. Unfortunate fact. I've been saying that for a long time, and that Jim Cummings, which is from Canada, he's pretty popular, especially his post of Central South Americans. He is um, well versed on, have bred quite a few, and he's even looking, asking me yesterday certain things, and he just lost his last one. Is 10 years old and can't find them, and he got a good amount of fish from Dan, because Dan was the man. Um, you know, spending boatload of people don't realize the cost to travel to other countries and permits and the risk and the time and labor and everything involved to bring wild back and actually go into the country to get it, collect it, or paying, some fishermen to go collect these fish, find these fish, whatever. So um, he was a great source. But I might do a pre-order in the near future here. Um, he no longer has a list for general public, so he probably had to put something. I know he's got spawns of stuff, and there's some things I'm interested in. Panther, yes, I was starting. I started a lot of things. That's probably why I have ADHD. I could prognose myself that all my life, attention deficit, whatever. There's so many things, you know, getting bigger is not always better. And I have the dojo. I'm starting TPS over there, which I got the name done. Yep, yep, yep. That's why he came by to get a tour hatcheries, and we talked for about an hour. Um, Never met him in person, so we talked. He's been through my shop in the hatcheries 8 years, 10 years ago, maybe. Last time he was here, I wasn't here. I don't know if I was out of the country or something. And one of the guys that were working at the time took him around, but it was good talk. Talking about the industry, the hobby in general, talking about the loss of youth in the hobby. So if somebody's young in the hobby, encourage it, um, help them along, keep them interested, um, because that's the future. Um, a lot of us old guys are getting out or going to be getting out. It's too much. I never rebuilt the rack downstairs. We'll see that in a minute. I bought the 2x4s when they were like double the price, sitting in the garage back there. Um, Now that stupid 125 leaked, and I just cannot. I'm not buying. Knowing I've been in business 33 years, working in the industry for 40 years, and knowing I paid before COVID for tanks and what they cost now, even it's ridiculous. If you're new to the hobby, you're not well versed on the history and cost of stuff. Yep, that's what I said. I was interviewed in a trade magazine years ago, and yeah, I will not buy a new 125. It'd have to be half off, 50% off for me to consider it, and that's not even close to what it was. They're like three times the price, wholesale, and then obviously retail because of the it's I can't do it, and I don't feel like stripping that tank and resealing it. I haven't done it in years. I done it in my early years when I was younger. Oh yeah, I'll fix that, whatever, and blah blah blah. And I don't have it in me anymore. So I was tired. I was up to 11 last night cleaning, and I'm usually out 9:30, 10:30, pushing it if I try to watch the news, see what the weather's going to be like and stuff. But sometimes I'm out as early as 8, 8:30. If I'm on the couch and I'm pooped, and Howie's laying on my lap, and I'm done. Um, that's not as easy as it would appear. My one and only tank I built, a 300-gallon tank, leaked in a year. It was 8 foot by 30 inches by 24 inches with the built-in overflow box in the middle. It was a three-sided view. It's from my first store, and I bought the acrylic pre-cut done um, from a supplier, a guy out of New York. It's already cut, and then what happened was um, we built it on site in the store in my soon-to-be something fishy pet store in North Royalton, and so it's big panels. I don't remember what the thickness of was. So I had a neighbor helping me, and this guy Dave that delivered and built a couple tanks. So he had some knowledge background. This is a big, good sized tank, and basically this tank add another foot and flip it over. It's 265. So we had to angle it. Yeah, the half off. It's yeah, no more buck a gallon, whatever. And they only stock, a couple. They don't. That's to get you in, and hopefully you buy everything, the filters, and you buy their, $10 mixed cichlids or whatever, and buy all the decoration. That's the kind of a lost leader, what was called for years, to get you in the door, and hopefully you buy something else or whatever. Get your dog groomed. I don't know. Buy some dog treats. Um, so, where was I going? I lost track. Damn, it sucks getting old. Oh, my back. My sciatic nerve kicked in last weekend. I think from standing in the store. I can't stand too long in one place. It's like I gotta keep moving. Building tanks. Thank you, Thomas. So anyway, we're at an angle, so it's solvent. It sets in like 15 seconds. So you don't have a lot of time. So we're at it was Chris on one end, I was on the other, and the guy Dave had the needle, the solution, the weld on whatever number that's quick. It melts the acrylic together. Acrylic lasts a lot longer than glass. And as he was doing the seam, I think we had two ends. Well, whatever. Chris, my neighbor, moved, and it was off, like a little bit, like 1/8 or something, but it was not 100% in exact place. So build it. It was going for about a year, and someone said something that does tanks, like, oh, that's gonna leak. Yep, in a year it started leaking from that corner where it was not perfectly squared. It's all right. Lots of conversation. We got quite a few people on. So that was a unfortunate experience, and I broke it down and I redid it, and I had a new one built, but reapplied that stuff. If there was any air gaps, just try to put that needle in there and fill in that area, go through it. You can't like cut it out. It's done. You have to literally saw off a whole thing and start almost like scratch. And then you get this called Weld On 16. Stuff has gotten pricey. I just got 3 tubes because I want to fix that 500 gallons over there that I need to set up. It's got a crack in the corner. It didn't leak. It was at one of my maintenance counts, my biggest count, and lost it due to freaking COVID. So I got two of the tanks. They're not quite 10 feet. I don't know why they're short. They're not quite 10 feet. They're almost 10 feet basically by 3 foot by 2 foot. And my one's running set up at my buddy's place behind the counter. I'm gonna go there next week. I have a custom hex tank with tubes in it in his office, and then the 500s at where he makes the shirts and all this stuff, whatever. So, anyway, so I just got more weld on 16, and I got the stuff, and I'm gonna fill in that crack and then goop that just as a precaution. Um, so it's yeah, and wear a mask. That stuff will fry your brain. The solvents. That I've worked in the acrylic shop, so I've worked actually in a um, part time back in the day in acrylic manufacturing and stuff. So yeah, but acrylic's expensive. People don't realize it's petroleum based. So matter of fact, I'm getting that big one. Well, it's not big. It's only like 284 gallons maybe. Almost 5 foot tall tank in the next 2 weeks. The dentist's office is about ready. I had a meeting there Wednesday when I was out doing maintenance, so I'm gonna have to get video of that. That's good. I have to call Monday some movers because I can't pick up that tank. It's that tank is about 550 pounds, up to 600 pounds out of the crate. So it's being drop shipped right at the door. And then I gotta get some movers, pallet jack, bring it in. It's on the main floor. Pick up the tank, stick it on the base. HH6 won't let me use a dining room anymore. Is there any? Not that I could recommend. I have this manufacturer. I thought about approaching him about trying to work out a deal. It's so expensive. People want most people around here are not going to pay the money unless I mean this tank is like over $14,000 for a 284 gallon tank, but it's almost 2 inch thick acrylic. And it's almost 5 foot. It's 54 inches tall, 5 foot by 18 by 54. So most people around here are not going to pay that unless you're a doctor, lawyer, surgeon, or something, or a football player. So I have another contact that I haven't called yet. It's another out-of-state manufacturer that has been used, friend referral. So I thought about trying to come up with maybe a couple tanks that would be regularly built. Like it's set. We don't have to back and forth, this size, that size. I don't want to deal with that. I'm this size tank and the walls and everything. Poor guy. um, I thought about coming up with a couple big tanks, like two sizes that could be pre-ordered, and I don't have no extras. I mean, just I don't want to deal with all the bull crap. Like they've already wanted to change the size of this tank, wanted to add like another foot. They decided to redo. I mean, they're dropping $2-3 million probably in this office. I mean, it's no joke. They're dropping huge money, and they're actually putting a steel beam underneath the cement floor. I guess there's a garage underneath this building. I'm like, I didn't know that, and they're just extra precaution. They could hold 50,000 pounds. I'm like, holy jeez. So I'm like, this thing's gonna be like 4,000 pounds when it's said and done, or something. No, 3,000 pounds. So, yeah, I'm thinking, once you go over a certain height, usually like 24 inches, the price really jumps because it's going to go into thicker material. Or you get Boeing, or you can get called Flex. Looks like stretch marks. I had that my second acrylic that I used to have in here, and that's what I said, I'm done. 84 by 32 by 18. That's a waste of a tank. I'm no mathematician, but the thing is to get the most for your money utilizing a standard sheet, which is 4 foot by 8 foot. So that was a waste when I had this tank here because it was 92 inches by 15 by 30, the original acrylic. And then it got so scratched up over time, all that, and I bought a new one and they effed it up. I turned out, find out from an employee months later, it was short, like inch 2 inches. It turns out someone screwed up gluing it and they had to cut the whole bottom off. So I lost 2 inches of tank. So I had to redo the molding to hide the tank because it was down. And then the stupid thing got the stretch marks. It's in the acrylic. It's either from bad polishing, flaming. Aquarium builder. Oh, where you out of, Thomas? I mean, there's a handful. Most people don't stay in the business. I mean, I've seen Clarity Plus was the original one that built all the units, and like Pets by Pluses and PetSmarts back in the day, all those acrylic tanks. They disappeared. Then it was Tenacore. I think they're at Arizona. They went North Carolina. They went for a long haul that disappeared. Um, they don't stick in the business. I'm telling you, no one's like been a lifer building tanks. Um, One with acrylic, all solvents and glue. Fort Bragg. All right, and all the chemicals. I mean, you're frying your brain. Um, I seen someone get their hip broken drilling a tank. Um, yeah, and then if you have issues, um, I had issues before. A couple tanks leaked; they weren't done right. Rare, but a handful. But then you look like an ass because you're at a job or a big nice home and you're putting this tank in and here the overflow leaks, whatever, or something. Then you gotta drain it and wet and take a wet dry and dry it all out, make sure it's perfect dry, clean it, and great crazing. That's what it's called, crazing. And I was pissed. I paid all this money. It's still a lot of money for that tank. And that's when I went to glass and I built the base out so it could hold 18 inches, 7 foot. So I had to redo things, and of course my first 265 was a Marine Land, and didn't even last a year. It was ended up leaking Easter morning a few years ago, and Marine Land took care of that one. Someone worked for the company that I've known for years, Tony, and so he already had me hooked up before I even called. They took care of everything. I had product wet, water went in the basement. It was a nightmare. I ended up losing a bunch of fish. I had to pack them in tanks. My Venistas were like 10 inches. It was a packed tank then, with Malawians, and mostly. And the replacement ended up leaking in a year and a half. And then they gave me nothing but hell. And everything since. I had a 220 leak in a $3 million house. Lucky it was early stages. I had a 300 deep dimension leak over at the hatchery one. The whole almost 95%, 90% of the water drained all over that in the fish room over there. Fish were flopping sideways in like 2 inches of water, 3 inch, 4 inch like peacocks and haps that I raised up in there, a couple hundred. So yeah, but acrylic is everything's expensive, kind of. It's what it is, and they've eliminated they and I got this C Pora, and it's great. And how many years? It's actually a little bit taller, so I had to cut the 2x4 out in the header and the drywall, and because it wouldn't fit in there, it was just a little bit taller than the normal. Um, And but they quit making these because I went to get a quote like a month ago and I couldn't find it online. I'm like, where's the site? And the rep's like, oh, discontinued it. Yeah, I freaking hate Marineland. People keep asking about all the tanks behind the building. It's a graveyard, and they're all Marineland tanks. And I'm just waiting for some kind of class action lawsuit or federal. I'm just hoping one day it happens. They're owned by Spectrum. Spectrum's owned by Rayovac Battery, but I think I read they might have sold it. I mean, Spectrum owns Black and Decker. They own tons of shit. Marineland, Tetra, Jungle. If I don't know if it even exists anymore. They're just a giant Wall Street conglomerate that owns Marineland, Tetra, all this shit. They don't give two shits. They're a multi-billion-dollar giant corporation. You know, it's a spider web, or I call it Christmas tree of companies. Holy jeez, 9:15. Me and jibber jabbing. I talk too much. Um, so anyhow, yeah. So I have an idea, trying to come up with a couple good sized tanks. Oh, sorry. I get sidetracked. I actually did. I made a form up, um, like gnome breeder program, and it's never like worked out. I've never really. Started it, but people are so inconsistent. They're not. It's not like a business. See, that size tank might work. 8 by 2 by 2. That means they can utilize a sheet, the material. You'll have less waste. Getting back to that, sorry, back and forth topic. Um, you want to utilize all that material for the money. You don't want to cut off 6 inches, whatever. So, so yeah, I was trying to do a breeding program, and I have some friends, customers here breed stuff here and there that bring in stuff on occasion. But it's hi Christina. Speaking of breeder, she usually brings me bushy nose. You haven't brought anything in a while. It looks like. I don't think. Sometimes they go back and forth. It's not a necessity, and life happens, and that's why I told someone I was just talking about it the other day. I'm like, um, yes. So you have fish that don't always breed, um, and then life happens, kids or whatever, vacations, other things take priority or get put in the back seat, like in the summer, and people don't breed as much, whatever. So they can't meet an order all the time. So sometimes it's on a whim. There you go. So, like, if you focus on a certain group of fish and you consistently can supply, like, but I have to order. That's why a lot of small wholesalers are gone, as far as like even dry, is because you can't, even if it costs me $1 more from this a vendor import, I need to fill an order. So, right, not everybody has, 50 to 100 tanks to really produce in volume or consistently, um, and have the sizes that a retailer needs. So I've tried doing it because instead of ordering it, and sometimes I don't need that many. Um, Instead of buying a half bag or a full bag, full box, 100, 200, 300 or something, if I can just buy like 20, 30 of them to get me by for a month, then that's easier. Um, and I pay a little bit more. I'll do sometimes cash or credit or a combination cash and credit. If you turn it in credit, you're gonna get more for the trade. cash is going to be less. And I have already, it's ingrained in my head. Well, I know what the going rate, I know what I can buy things for. And sometimes I obviously buy stuff import cheaper, but of course, again, I'm buying in volume, but then I'm paying freight. And if it's a good shipment, I'm making money. If it's a bad shipment, I am losing money. Um, it's a gamble. So it depending on what it is. So, but I still have to get like clown loaches. I still have to get certain things that people just don't breed in a home aquarium. You know, so certain things, not people are not. I buy when I buy tiger barbs, it's 150, 300 at a time. Yeah, medium bushy nose. I always because I don't lose bushy nose hardly. So they're always we have a bunch. I mean, I when I buy them, I have a um, another import supplier. But you're buying half or full bags, and it's a lot, and it's good rates. Um, Guppies. Guppies have slowed down, but I take purple Moscows definitely. I just got some Endlers. My guy, I was getting all kinds of Moscow guppies. He lost his breeders. He brought in some, went to a show or something in Chicago and bought some new guppies. And you don't have a central system. I don't know. I don't understand. He don't really understand it. He lost all his breeders, and he blames whatever these guppies brought. He brought in something happened, and it's just they're a pain. And the Endlers, whatever. So I got those black bar and the blue star ones. So guppies haven't been sought after, not that I know of. Adam hasn't said anybody like begging for guppies. So people are always asking for stuff I don't have, like rainbows. I don't even have rainbows. People are wanting Bosamanis, and the Celebrezes maybe with the long fins, and people ask for the neon dwarf. It took me for months to sell those. Yeah, that's a good line. It was his. I was just talking about that with Jim yesterday. I'm like, one of the reasons I ordered from this guy that I've been dealing with for 40 years um, is because his guppies. It brings a lot of bushy nose and a bunch of other stuff. He imports, wholesale. So, but a lot of stuff he bred. Um, and then one reason I'd order stuff I don't always need much of or whatever is because I wanted the other fish. So let's go take a look around. Um, my bang drink is over there. Oh, I gotta go in the fish dungeon. Oh, my back. Oh, my knees. I'm sore. Up and down the steps. So, here we go. Let's do a little switcheroo here. There's the piece of shit marine land tank, 125, that leaked. And I got a couple crawdads in there. Backup fish food for the piranhas and arowana. Um, Down there, what do I got down there? I don't even remember. Oh, there's some peacocks and something else. Black Hadianthus. Oh, they're actually getting big. Then there's the platinum convicts in there. I think they spawned in that pot. Then my red clouded Pertosa with the regular clouded. They call it Black Widow. I call them clouded, like the archer fish. So, did I miss anything? Peacocks. I call my show males. This otter Jake. I need to get some females, breed them. I don't know. I'm back and forth. I got one lone baby. Check that out. 2 inches now, 2.5. They're an inch and a half to 2 inches full color. Got baby Lawanda. and a rubescent red. They're amazing. Love that. I wish I had hundreds that'd be like that. Multifasciatus, different generations. I don't always pull them. Wild brevis, sunspots, big and Sanga ocellatus in there. Simless. Oh, there's babies in there again. F1 simless. I don't usually pull them. Oh, there's babies in there. More simless. And then I put something in there the other day. What did I put in there? Oh, the Helianthus Congo, that little pair that bred. But I don't even see them. They've been hiding. Odds and ends. Couple Photosis got beat up. Huge. Brevis. Thing about selling those big monsters. Breeding pair of dark Regoni's. There's babies in there. They're chasing those up. Oh, they might have new ones up. I gotta get those guys out. Red shoulder peacock. I got some females over there. That guy, nobody knows what that is except me. Oh, there's some more multifasciatus down there. Pair of OB cons. Fluorescent peacock. That's a Walterite peacock that I'm trying to breed. I got a young group over there. I'm going to do an auction type thing, or you buy a numbers, but I'm going to put it in the shop. So once they have a good tank situated, I'm going to take a male around that size. I got a couple extra males, and we're going to have, like, you just buy a number and maybe win that show male Walterite peacock. Little Nagara, beautiful. Male Nagara that got beat up, he's rehabbed. Odds and ends, there's another. I call this one, this is the Red Passion. And a friend on the West Coast was breeding them. He just called them Red Peacock, but I call them Red Passion. And albino, I think that's red. I don't even know. You don't see these hardly anymore. Pearl Mutts. Chismulu, I've had those in. There's another Walteri. The Lawanda group, there's a female Holden and a male Greberi. There's that's a Mutubi Hunter, I think. Victorian, only one. There's a couple mouthfuls in there. I don't always pull them. The wild big female Flavescent USC, the Blackfin. Two young F1 males. I lost the big old male. The hung guys, see the tanks are dirty. Neglecting. They spawn and I don't always pull them. Kind of sometimes I think I should breed more. And the Nagaras and a young group of Mapanga Reds. The male is right there coloring up. The females are the cream color OB. There's a Nagara holding, two Nagaras holding. Slow side group. I gotta get rid of a couple of those extra males. A couple females. I have another group to put in here. And a multipunctatus cat that needs to come out. OB male. The lone big daffodil. Oh, there's OB with a big mouthful back there. Lemon Jake. Real dark. No females. Bicolors. Oh, she's holding. I need to get these babies. I can't find these hardly anymore. The yellow top Mapamba, a little bit of chromis. They don't have them. The cichlid sales have slowed, so it's a problem with the fish business. That's a rare one. Red top Mabenji, gorgeous. Try to breed those, and these are Walterite. Actually, she looks like she might be holding that Walterite. More Shlosi and a swallowtail down there. There's a red shoulders. I need to move those in a tape with that male. More Mabenjis. That's a normal Mabenji. Normal in the wild. OB male is on the rare side. Almost anything that's OB male is rare in the wild. But in the tanks, I've produced a lot more males. That's a baby. And the old Vibrochromis morai, which is an a-hole. They're mean. There's billions of those in the wild, though. Albino Mabenji red top, and then the Geertzai, which hardly ever breed. He's not even in color. When he gets like a midnight black with the blaze. Breeding group Petricolas, which I don't really pull. Babies pop up. Albino Bachardes. Actually, these started. I got these, I think, out of Germany, or Czechoslovakia. They actually spawned. There was babies the other day. Maybe they ate them. And a young breeding group of Tropheus Mazwas, and then a wild and an F1 Gallia Reef, which I just got more. And I have some F1s. Cygnus, don't see these often. There's some runners I had to get out. There's babies that breed here and there. Oh, there's babies in here. Look at the baby Mallory. These are F1, Juliacomus Mallory. Gracilis, you don't see these. I imported these. Then the old male wild buffalo head, and then there's a couple young ones in there. Temporalis, I don't think you see these much anymore. They're aggressive, Tanganyikan. Buffalo heads, and then some Tenates. Trying to get them to breed. There's a little one, then there's a pair. They actually might have been a baby. I don't know. Transcriptus Gambis, nothing. Now these spawn. These comps, the males in there now. Females up on top. They're supposed to be Nasumbas. Then there's Capillarigani, Dornatus, which are gorgeous. Those two big daffodils are wild, and they're old as shit, but they're still babies. Now here's my library tank. When I got those coral red platies, but they're and some black guppies and those albino koi guppies. There's babies. Look at all these babies coming up. I don't know what's going to be what. Albino marble sailfin pleco. Got a couple of them that kept one. There's some regulars in there. And the Java moss is obviously pretty awesome. The Calico fenestratus. Customer brought those in. I kept them all. Growing them up quick. Then there's some Travases in here. Now they're hiding. There's usually some babies in there. Peacocks, Masopatosas, Slims, they call them. There's a 240 that I was going to do the West African tank. It's now got trout. I have a big trout at the store for sale. There's the big boy. But yeah, that kind of threw my plans. There's a Macoby Island Nairi. Good morning, Terry. Gorgeous fish. His granddad's like one Best of Show and ACA, OCA, ROB. There's some extras. There's the original big male Walter I. He's a monster. Holy crap! You still there? Stupid thing. This is not the one from the store. Hold on. I gotta fix this. So sorry. Still here. Alright. I gotta. What the? Why can't shit just work? I'm burning up now. Talk too much. So I'm in H1, Hatchery 1. The store used to be where the dojo is. Alright, hopefully that stays. I got a rubber band and give it a little bumper. So it sticks. So this is the, I think it might be just the small rack, which had these 30-inch by 12 by 6-inch glass tanks I had made years and years ago. I had 29s, but see how wood rotted. The stand's been here, I don't know, 15 years or whatever. Water, splash. So I took all this down because of weight. I don't know if it's rotted on these. These might actually be good. These are 75 acrylics I had made. I wanted to do the whole bottom, and then he doubled the price on them. And I used tubs one time, and I plumbed it at a drip system. But it would get clogged or wouldn't spray right, or there's always something, an issue with it. So I gave up, and then eventually I just replaced 29-gallon tanks on the bottom. And I was trying to do the drip system to try to grow the fish quicker, especially the babies. I got fronts. I got fish there, Lawandas there, that I have to get out. These are babies. They're 4 or 5 inch babies, rubescents. They're slow size. I'm going to use those for breeding. Albino and daffodil. The albinos are kind of phased off. They have the albino gene in them. So I need to get with the other one. There's pearl mutts, dark Regani, and rubescent. That's one of my strains, a red peacock with the black edge. Then I got these new black widows, which I call now the clouded, raising those up for future breeding. A female, Phenocallis. I got 2 males at home. That picture, and then yo-yo loach. So just odds and ends. There's a sailfin. There's a male albino bushy nose. A couple more plecos. Yeah, there's a galleon reef. A couple female guppies. So it's a mess. It's always worked. Did I go all the way down here? Yeah, I did. God, losing my mind. Now what? My phone's buzzing. All right, so I don't know either, Mike. That's why I'm tired. That's why Jim, McCann, whatever, was like, "Did you do all this yourself?" I said, "Yep." I said, "Right now, yeah, I don't always have somebody consistent." Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm pushed too many buttons. Here's the F1 Nangu group, which have been breeding, and I missed. There's babies. That's a baby, but I love. Look how thick body they are. They're so awesome. I love the high body, just like the Samazis, which is next to Nangu. There's a Bocorteri that got beat up by a Basidicus, is doing great. There's been babies. We got some young ones at the shop. They're rare in the wild. This is a Central American, great fish. I see babies popping up. Criticara, it's a Nano luteus, Nanolatus. It's pronounced a couple different ways. Hey, how's it going, Shady Greedy? But these are great little Central Americans. They're not overly aggressive. If I ever go to Central American and collect, this is one fish that I want to collect. One of the #1 fish. I like some of these smaller Central Americans, less aggressive. There's a Mazwas, and then F1 Mylochromus stringas with 1 female and 2 males left. These are really rare. Pindus, they're multi-generations from a crater lake. They're almost extinct in the wild. I think I have a pair of Marinades in here. We got some young ones in. They're another great little Central American. Then I don't remember what I put in here. Looks like a Nanolatus. Some small Central Americans, they're hiding. They're not used to being looked at. These are F1 Zaire Katumbas. I'm hoping they breed in the next year or so. I know I got 1 dominant male. Might be 3 males. The rest would be great if they were all females. So, sorry, that's the big blower that runs all the tanks. I have about 275 tanks running, I think. These are the Zaire Kapampa F1s, which started spawning like a month or so, 2 months ago. There's 2 babies in there now. The dad's in the big pot back there. But then there's some OB cons. They have babies. Oh, they do have babies all on the bottom. I feed over here, so other fish, and then more convicts are hardy. These are a cross of a red point and an OB. And there's a Hopocaris pacificus, true parrot cichlid. He's a jerk. Usually I have problems with him. Let's get out of this blower. Sorry. Go through the basement. This is what we call H2, which mostly has most of the frutoses. These are wild Nangus with F1 Nangus. Some of those young ones, small ones, are from them. Some of these guys are getting old. Some baby fronts in here. Now here's a rant. One reason I don't like shipping, a guy wants these from California. So I told him the shipping, looked it all up, Southwest, and I would be shipping out Tuesday. Gave him the flights, spent all that time. You have to go online and all that stuff, and then I haven't heard back from him. Then I have another young guy that was supposed to come by like a month ago to buy some fish from Carolina, and now he wants to ship, so wanting a list. So I sent him everything I could think of that I have, obviously the Frutoses, and then a bunch of other Tanganikans. And he's supposed to send me what he wants, and then I got to figure out costs. Grabberized I think those were F1 or wild females. And then slow side group, there's some Autoceps. This tank's a little messy, breeding ACI Tanzanians, then the Insignis, and then Rostratus. Takes a mess. I need to do water changes. Beautiful sunshine. I gotta bring that other female over there. Somebody just messed. These are the Matoka Blue Lips. Actually, she looks like she's holding. They're for sale. I think that's a trio. I have babies over there. Supposedly a breeding group of Moriais. I don't think they spawned that I know of. Some baby red Frontosa raising up, and some Lawala Reef ACIs imported. Future breeders. X Chromosa Jennies and more red Frontosas for future breeding. So then Geertzai, 2 males and a female. I have 1 baby from her. There's more slow sides. Oh, there's a female holding in there. Jeez. And then the what's those? I forgot. The peacocks, black, the yellow blaze. It's blank in my mind. I forgot to fill this up. These are some Mozzies, and they're freaking out. They're like, "What the heck's going on?" Another Zambian. Look at that fish. Isn't that awesome? What a beast. So then these are F2 Kagoma Furtosas. I got that big trout out, so now babies are showing up. Here's the big old Zaire Kapapas, but they're wearing down, but they still breed. There's 2 babies in there. That's Big Daddy-O, and there's Stumpy. There's 1 female and another female. One breeds more than anybody. Oh, there's some of those Rusties, and then the Kobe Island Nairite. There's a male. I need the females. There's Intermedius, which I want to breed. There's a male. They're actually at breeding size. I have Furtosa Cab. That's empty, a 150 acrylic. These are Zaire F1 Kapampa. Look at that male. He's almost black. That painted blue face. Furtosas change color. And sometimes when you see the pictures online, the lighting, they don't have a background. So sometimes they're lighter. Look at the other male showing off. He is phenomenal. These have spawned a couple times. Now the Kagoma Furtosas, tons and tons of babies. There's Daddy-O. These are F1s. Babies everywhere. Look at all those babies. I just haven't pulled them. I just time, and that's all Kagomas. Those came from my maintenance, Yellow Labs. That tank I redid. These are the Zaire Makulas. They actually spawned the baby right there. I didn't even know. And never seen the female with a mouthful. That's the boy. He's over there. The girls stay over there. There's Kapapa babies. Some bigger Kapapa babies. 1 Geertzai. Looks like it's going to be a male. Mazwa Frontosa babies. A little male Z-Rock. Some Mozzie Frontosas. Here's the Zaire Wild Mobas. Look at the blue. Male's dark. There's a baby in there. Missed one. They hide. They go in the corner, and I don't even know. Unless she comes up to try to eat, and she doesn't really eat, then I'll know she's holding. But you can't even tell sometimes. They're actually holding. So these are the Blue Lips, Williams Eyes. They gotta bring those. These are older group Burundis. And there's babies. They're breeding. There's a little baby, different stages of babies. Look at them flaring out. They're going to go to war. So that group's going to come. Here's the Mazwas, which you don't see these anymore. The dad is a monster. Probably 15 inches with fins. There's babies in here. So I missed some. There's a bigger baby, another baby. There was just a little baby squirt went down under. So I like the Mazwas. They're beasts. Here's some Mozzie. This is the original wild male. He is a monster. Look at the head on that thing. Is she holding? There was a baby swimming around here. They haven't been. There's a baby right there. They have not been breeding hardly. It's been slowing down. He beat up 1 female. I think he killed 1. And so I'm hoping the F1s over there start breeding soon. I actually got one down there rehabbing. The Gnathochromis pumalaxillaris, that's a rare one. Deep water technique, and you don't see hardly ever. I've never gotten a spawn out of them. Moriais and Maswa frontosa's in there. I was raising up for future breeding. Oh, I got black Moscow guppies. I forgot. I didn't forget, but just I got those from somebody. Odds and ends. I gotta get rid of just goofies. A couple sunshine males. Those will be up for sale. Oh, look at the I didn't even know there's that many babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy crap! That was 1 and 2. They're just coming out. Dang. I'll just leave them in there, grow them out, because those old guys are about done. There's Burundis. Those are from home, which is a great group. Kapampa babies, Kigomas, and then some more slow size angels. This guy I wanted to get more angels from, but he was not too. Oh, the Zaire Katoomba male. Usually he hides. Oh, the glare is horrible. He's gonna go in that pipe. I don't know how he still fits in there. He's gorgeous. So I have 6 babies. That guy's not buying them. They're up for grabs. They're $40 each. Grabberized. Lupi group. I don't see no babies in there now. I just got a bunch of Lupis in. But these are Zaire Katoombas. The other side, slow size, menagerie of stuff, babies. Red Empress male. These are Icolas, F2s. I originally had the F1s. And 1 male Luanda, which will be up for sale if I ever catch them. Odds and ends. Tanzania ACIs and Gribber in there. I got to reorganize. These are, I imported Europe as Mpemwes. There's the dominant male. But they're okay. I'm still on the fence if these are actually Mpemwes. I don't trust a lot of the foreign companies. He's actually good looking, but he's got a combined bar. So yeah, I'm not going to use him for breeding. I'll pull him out. Oh, there's some Aussies in here. And 1 Pindu, 2 Pindus. So thanks, Panther. Good morning, Shady, Grady. Did I see the online store? No, I'm about done. It's too much work. Selling online is a pain in the ass. It's a whole different animal. This used to be S2, which now will be TPS. This is the 340. The background, the acrylic background broke and it's down behind the tank. This is the air one I raised up in the 450 at the other building. My big old one passed. Oscar I took in about a month ago. Someone brought in. These black belt dollars are 20 years old. This is my oldest fish. I think he's now 33 years, the Sindaz cat. I threw a couple angels in here and a bushy nose and a black tetra in here. I set this up just to kind of like cycle it. The black tetra disappeared. The bushy nose, I don't know. Oh, the Irene armored cat is in here, but he hides. I don't know how those things live. They'll live for 100 years and you never see them eat. They're like a tortoise. But the 2 angels have doubled their size, and there's the gold one and there's a silver one. Are fine in here. It's so wild to see that. This tank needs a water change cleaned. I need a pleco in here to help eat the algae. So that's a 3. This is 6 foot by 3 foot by 28. So in actuality, the tank's like 315. I used to have a big wet dry underneath, a big long. It was a 40 long, then a 33. So it was about 340 with the wet dry, but now I just have an FX6 on there. I might put another one on there, so that's adds another 10 gallons. So what, 5 gallons water in those things, maybe 10 gallons, so 325. But doing an online store it's too much. I'm getting too old. I'm too tired, and I kind of want to retire. It knocked the freaking my box filter all apart, so I gotta refix that. Destructives. So this is the plan so far. I'm going to just set up these 2 rows of 10 gallons. That'd be 16. Top shelf and the bottom shelf I'm using for storage. That 4550 breeder up there, I think it leaks from the frame. That's for sale. Somebody wants it. 10 gallons I'm holding on to. They get the built-in filters. I got a stock of tanks I'm just holding on to. But this is TPS, which means Tactical Prep, Survive, Gear, and Supply. So I'm gonna have knives probably in there and whatever other stuff. So it's gonna be med kits and all kinds of stuff. This used to be all fish tanks on this wall. All the tanks are out. So working on setting this up. Everybody, Jim like this. He had to take a picture with me. I was always in Facebook jail. I almost was in jail for the first time yesterday, but I got out of it. I shared something that was been around forever, and they almost put me in a 24-hour timeout. So there's a 500-gallon buried that I have to. It's almost 10 foot by 3 foot by 2 foot. I have the cinder blocks in the back. I have boards. I have foam board to do the base. But I got to fix that corner, and I'm going to it's got that crack up in the corner, but I'm going to fix that and before I put water in it. But that's going to be a job. I'm going to need a few people. I need my back to be better, I tell you that. And it's going to be, this is the top where the openings are. And I'm just going to put, I'm going to run the airline. Like this is my personal stock. There's my gulper cap, my male Midas. Then these Gifriums, which are really cool. I just noticed Decker, he had his spawn. They get big. They're like the Festes in the same family. Not too common. That Prana, I can't remember where I got that. That one I brought back from South America. That one came in a shipment. That one came from Adam originally. This red belly I brought back from the Amazon 2008. That one I've had forever, that gold. He hardly eats anymore. This one I brought back from South America. I think it's a Rom. Then this big Midas. He's a jerk. Somebody traded him in. I kept him. And then this odd ends. There's Tetris Mayonnaise, Argente, chocolate cichlids. I don't know why everybody's hiding right now. It's just a mosh pit of stuff. So my own little rack. If this new business takes off, eventually this will all come out. This stand, it's a new stand. It's got a little rust, but I'm going to sand it and put a little paint on it maybe, and take that to the shop. I want to get rid of that. I'm probably going to sell that RODI unit. When I had this space one time as a saltwater store. I call it the salty side. So the 155 bow, it's ready to be set up. I just got it filled with shit. So I'm going to have just tanks on that wall. But I have the pipe capped over there. So I got to run the airline that's going to go right down eye level. And so I'll probably put an FX6 or an old FX5 on that and a bunch of box filter, sponge filters on the 500 because I'm just using it to raise babies up. I'm just going to put like 200-300 cichlids, South American, South African. It's just going to be everything in there, get them up to 3, 4, 5 inches and take them to the store to sell. So I have some medium stock stuff, you know. So anyhow. Yeah, this used to be the, I call it my aqua museum. I used to have old school, which I still have. I have tons of like 50-plus-year-old metal frame tanks, new heaters, and old little giant pumps. Some history I have collected over the years of old school aquarium stuff. But yeah, this is all got to be cleaned up. So a lot of work and never enough time in the day, and my stinking back. All right, we'll chat a little bit, and then I get a holy go, man. Jeez, man. Thirsty. Hold on. What a mess. Oh, sorry. Um, let me get back. Yes, Panther. It's gonna be called TPS. Tactical Prep Survive Gear and Supply. So that's gonna be. I gotta do a YouTube page for that. I got a Facebook page for it, set up like a month ago. So yeah, I'm gonna be selling like first aid kits and trauma kits and gear, knives and stuff. Maybe some solar stuff. I'm gonna probably sell a couple different knife brands. I like Buck. That's my work knife, and I like Spider knives. Um, so a couple brands of knives. Um, Bug out bags, custom bug out bags, um, gun socks with patch. Probably do the patch thing. So I'll be selling like patches. So if you want to, the thing about those socks, you put them in there, you don't know what's in there. If you got like, I have 4 Henrys. Well, which one's which? I had to pull up the thing like it's dressed and say, who are you? Which one are you? It'd be nice if I had it initialed, or I could put something on there and label, or I just want to call it, Senorita or whatever. You can do whatever you want, just a tip. So that's gonna differentiate me from like, maybe buying stuff online. And I've been doing this stuff for years. September 11th was kind of the wake up call back in the day, and then being on my international trips, Jim was and Lou was kind of surprised by things I do, and Jim's like, "Where'd you learn that?" And I said, "On my own." Like first trip to Malawi, Africa, I had a Pelican like marine military type case, the bigger one, with my dive gear, BC vest, and all that stuff, and I have dive lights and knives and everything. I put a small fishing kit, I had duct tape in there, balloons, zip ties, string, all kinds of shit, and so I medicines, med gear, you name it. I was like a pharmacy on the boat. People from all over Europe, England, and Australia, and they did first time going there. They didn't have. I had Advil, you name it. I had everything. Even Larry Johnson, that runs the tour, whatever. His knees were bad, and I had the patches. So I kept every day giving him patches for his knees, and I was giving him some pain relief, And so I felt like I was on board medic survivalist. I was ready for the plane to go down, crash in the water, on an island, you name it. I was on survival thought process before I even go. Yeah, especially these times. So like here, he was surprised that I had this thought process. Well, I told him, I said, well, I looked at it this way. I said, if this plane goes down the water, I could only put so much stuff in my backpack that I could bring on the plane. So I put zip ties, balloons, some string in my bag that's not going to get flagged or taken away. I can't have a knife. Certain things you obviously you can't take with you and seating. But I get to my Pelican case, which will float, and it has my dive gear. Just to even have my BC vest. I just blow that up and I could be floating there, whatever, or use my case as a float device. But once I get in there, I have all the tools. So my thought process, if this plane would go down the first time doing the Africa trip, and I've been to South America, so I've seen third world countries and stuff. So I told him, I said, well, I'll take the glow sticks. I have glow sticks in my bag and in the case. And I could tie on a string, blow up the balloons, and run a line. Or I can make SOS, whatever I want, whatever it is that I need to do. And if there's a helicopter or plane flying by, looking for survivors or whatever it is for the wreckage, and they come by, and especially if it's at night, they're gonna be like, what's glowing? And then it's like balloons, and then see, I'm tethered to, hello, help, whatever. So that was my idea. Even if I'm on an island, I have some resources, and if I need to backtrack because I don't know where I'm at, I have a compass, whatever. I start thinking, I'm always thinking ahead. All right, if I get in this situation, what do I got to do? What do I need to do? What I, this time and the next time and then time after that, you know, it's like, I don't know. That's in my head. And no, I wasn't in the military. Probably should have been. I was almost in the Navy, and I chickened out because I wanted to scuba dive around the world, and you had to be in the Frogger program. Long story short, old timer, which was probably about my age back then, was a master diver, 15 years. And long story short, when he went on a rescue mission and found a helmet and the head was in there, I'll never forget it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not looking forward to. I want to go swim with sharks and whales and see the world. 18, 19 years old, whatever. Not find heads and helmets, body parts, and I'm like, yeah. And then checking ships for bombs at night you can't see, and eh. So yeah, I went a different direction. Open an aquarium maintenance business, and then a store, and then I don't know. Here am I, 33 years later. But and then my brother was in the Navy. I had friends in the service, and um, so my family's from West Virginia, Pennsylvania. They're all hunters, guns. So I kind of grew up with guns, but I wasn't big into guns. Um, and I said the wake up call was September 11th. I'll never forget it. I had my first house, I had my home office, and I watched the first plane hit. I'm like, oh crap, that's messed up, blah, blah, blah. And what is it, 9 minutes later, whatever it was, the second one hit. I'm like, oh shit, that's not an accident. That was intentional. Right there and then I knew. I was like, oh, this is not good. And other things were unfolding um, as it was going on. And the first thing I thought of, I've been saying that ever since. Movies become reality. Red Dawn. I'm like, the Cubans and the Russians are coming. I mean, like, what the heck is going on? Terrorists, terrorist attack. It's like right on our nose. And I had like a pellet gun, and I have swords. I have martial art weapons. I've been in martial arts most of my life, and I'm like, I need real guns. And I remember, within a couple hours of this happening, I ran up to Walmart. I think they had guns then. I can't remember. Thin Feather Fur didn't exist. And I didn't know really any gun shops then. And I went to Kmart, where Thin Feather Fur is now, trying to buy a gun. I was like, I gotta go to my parents. Is there another wave? Nobody knew what the hell was going on. It was just chaos. And they would sell anything. They would even sell me a pellet gun, like a pistol, with the CO2, whatever. Nothing. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, why they shut? Until this day, I don't know why. Did the government say, do not sell any guns? Or did our government just like set us up for annihilation? I mean, the Second Amendment's for a reason. That's why I'm become more pro 2A over the years than anything. I'm like, I never want to be unprepared for a disaster or something, bad guys or whatever it is. And then we had all this stuff happen with the riots, and they almost came down here at one point, but they ended up getting stopped, a few miles down in Cleveland. But I was ready. I was battle ready. They come wanting to throw chairs through my windows. They were gonna get coming in here in the store. The fish store was next door at the time. They were gonna get blasted. I had a shotgun, AR, and a pistol, and magged up and ready. And I had bulletproof vests. I'm gonna protect what's mine. I've been working on it all my entire life, and insurance doesn't always pay for everything. And I've dealt with insurance for all my life, and it's not always perfect and always right, or it shuts me down and I can't, it could ruin your life because some idiots out there. And actually they got stopped by the FBI or SWAT. One of them had pipe bombs in their backpack. And so as I'm watching, people were watching and posting on the Facebook page, the Old Brooklyn area, whatever. So I'm like, you come down here, I'm lighting you up. I'm going to be dropping you. So You're bad, want to do bad harm to people, innocent people or businesses, I'm gonna light you fucking up. You're done. I'm gonna start selling designer body bags. I keep joking about that. I think I should start doing that. Have patented designer body bags. They can have whatever their heroes on there. I don't know, whatever their stupid mentality thinks. But anyway, getting off the fish topic. Um, all these things. It's a lot of work. So I'm actually trying. It's like I'm even considered. I don't know, setting up that 500 gallon. I'm like, oh man, doing the big tanks are easier. You know, they kind of take care of themselves a little bit, other than the big fish, big poop. But um, water changes take longer. So like I was just doing mine at home. You run out of hot water doing the big tank. So I have to do this tank, and I can do those small ones, and that's it. I think that's a 40 or 50. The other one's a 50 gallon over there on that side, 40. But you run out of hot water, you do too much. So that's why some tanks end up being not filled up all the way, because I have to come back you know, and then it's the other thing. It doesn't really cost more to run that tank, other than throwing a canister filter on there. I have all the air I could run 1,000 tanks on that big blower, which probably cost me easy $150 a month to run that blower. So, oh yeah, there's some bad humans, unfortunately, in this world. Just, they don't care. All right, James, maybe I'll see you. Maybe not. I'm sorry if I missed you. But Adam, the guys are there. They'll take care of you. And yeah, I mean, imagine just destroying your world, your life, what you've done, you've built up 33 years, and then someone's just gonna destroy it. So, and then insurance drops you. I mean, I had those 2 claims last year, and they jacked my insurance about $2,600 a year because part of the roof blew off at the other building, and then someone stole the trailer back here. Stupid. So, and anybody knows insurance, they lowered it back down, but I'm not gonna complain. But then they raised my auto insurance, and my homeowner's insurance went up. So, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm looking forward. I can't wait to get this open. I know I got some police interested. I hooked up with a Sig rep. I love Sig Sauer, is one of my favorite brands. And all right, yeah, I have to go there in the next half hour, 40 minutes. I did not get nothing done there. How long have I been on here? Oh my gosh, almost an hour and 20 something minutes. Jeez, I need to start getting paid by YouTube. I don't have enough subscribers. Oh my gosh. That's why I'm hoping this sometimes would blow up and I have make some kind of living. That's like a lot of ex-military guys. I've been all the way to this. I was listening to War Poet Society. The guy's great, and he's a religious kind of guy, but talking about homestead and survival and things. He was in Iraq and whatever. He's been at wars and Green Beret, whatever, and all that stuff. So preparedness, and so I listen to those guys. They've been in the thick of it. They've been doing it. Know it, whatever. So want to protect your family, and so I'll have water treatments, the straw, whatever. There's gonna be a lot of different stuff. Then I'm gonna have novelty stuff. I'm probably gonna have shirts made and hats, and then I'm gonna have vest, tactical gear, and probably armor. We'll see. The cost inventory can get up there probably pretty quick. So it's like baby steps. So I gotta get the fish cleaning this place out, clear it out, and then I'll start stocking it. Oh man, my body. The 3 ibuprofen I took before coming is maybe kicking in gear, but man, I've been banged up. I love fighting. I watch fights too, so I don't do much fish stuff anymore. I've been doing this for over 47 years, and Yeah, in the moment you get pumped, adrenaline get going. I love to knock some people out. That's why I need karate. That's why I have the karate school next door, whatever. I love teaching the kids. They're fun. Sometimes a pain in the ass, but um, it's all good. So trying to teach these kids respect, discipline. That's rad. Respect and discipline. And I gave them some shirts. Poor grandma's like trying to take care of these kids. It's a 6, a 9, and a 13-year-old. So obviously they got some problems and no parents. The one, two. It's like I don't know how some people do it, survive, but I got to give credit to grandma. So I had old shirts from Dylan. Obviously don't fit anymore, so I gave it to Omir, and then Christian and another kid, Joseph. Gave them new shirts, but I said they had to work. They're not getting them from free. You had to work for it. So I made them last week. Mop the floors, the clean wipes, the handles, and all the equipment and stuff like that. And I had Amir, the 6-year-old, stock the cooler with water bottles and stuff. So give them, you gotta have some self worth and some work ethics. Tell them that's what I think Grandma likes bringing them here. Is I'm not a dad or like one, I guess, whatever. I just tell it like it is and my life experiences and how I was brought up, and so hopefully I said I make a difference. Sometimes they're hard-headed or they don't listen. I said, listen, in 10, 20 years, if I'm still around and you succeed in life, then I could say I've done something good, that it was worth it. Yes. Well, that's next to the dojo. So that's why I'm hoping that it kind of collaborates together. My instructor's a cop, whatever, and he's ex-military, and he's been teaching. He teaches self-defense courses to the other police departments and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's a lot of potential ideas. I'm not like certified, but it's on my to-do list. Is I want to do like the first, like first aid, and then there's like a trauma course. So I want to do that stuff this summer. So I have to Google again. There's like I don't know. There's one society, Red Cross does some. Um, so there's some local areas that do courses, classes, certifications. So I want to learn that, tourniquets, and I mean I've been in when I worked for the police department part time and patrol officer. I've seen gross stuff. I've seen enough that people. My dad's old car wash in Cleveland. Guy got shot 9 times, 2 doors down. So I don't know. I don't. It doesn't it phases you, but it doesn't phase you. You kind of you get tunnel vision. It's like you focus on what needs to be done, and you do it. Whatever you get past it, then later on you're like, what the hell did I just see? What was I just in the middle of? What just happened? And then you go back afterthoughts. So, yeah. So where are you from, Panther? Are you Ohio local or are you out of state? I know most of my guys here are local, and then Thomas is in. James, you're in Ohio, and Thomas is in Carolina, South Carolina or North Carolina. Nephew Shady Grady. Where are you from, Shady Grady? Christine is from here. Terry, you're local. Oh, we're down to 12 people. Northeast. Oh, you're local. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is honestly is kind of my semi-retirement plan. The karate and this, and just breeding fish. The retail store eventually will go up for sale, probably. So, no offense, I don't want to deal with the public always. And it's time to move on in the near future. I like breeding, so I can't be totally out of it. I'll still do some maintenance. I really just like if I sold the store and just wholesaled the fish, for Tosas, just kind of like my buddy Dan, just get out of dealing shipping and all that stuff, and just ship to a handful of people, wholesalers, and make some money, just pay the bills and go on vacation or whatever, and have your toys, old guys' toys, whatever. So that's that guy. Boom. Yeah, I'm gonna probably sell targets. There's some cool stuff. I got a lot of ideas, different stuff that I haven't seen done. That's gonna kind of make me unique. And plus, buying online is not always great with anything, especially this type of stuff, this gear stuff. I bought stuff that advertised. I've seen advertised on Instagram, or whatever. And in one case, when I got Technique, I bought this like, you know, military grade, whatever, backpack, all this stuff, and I never even used it till I took it there. By the time I got there to the lodge, which was like 3 days of flying and 9 hours on a truck to get vehicle to get to the lodge, it came apart. I had stuff obviously in there, and information, insurance, whatever I put in there, some magazines for my trip and snacks, and batteries, my camera, I think, my GoPro, whatever. And by the time I got to the lodge, it was splitting at a seam. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I bought it supposedly at 50% off for $50 or something. Yeah, you get what you pay for. So I kind of have some experience with some of this stuff, and just like in the aquarium business, it's like what we use, we sell. If it's a pain in the ass or junk, I don't want it. I don't want to hear somebody complain about it. You know what I mean? So I want to try to carry what works, and it's a value. So yeah, I was pretty upset, but this African guy had working on it at the lodge. He was a sewing guy. He had this, like, with his feet, whatever, the old kind of sewing machine. I gave him $10 US. I think he was gonna charge $5. I think I gave him 10. That was probably like $100 to that kid. He's like 2 hours, I think. He sewed. That, I mean, it had like 6 rounds of line sewn in that bag. They'll never come apart. I was like, oh my gosh. So he deserved it. So yeah, that was kind of bothersome. So I kind of know some of the stuff is gimmicks. Even Amazon sells a lot of shit, or it's whoever, third-party sellers, and you do get sometimes what you pay for. But you've got somebody like me sitting here talking to you, going through things of what to do, not to buy this. This is. I'm gonna have like my ideas. I'm gonna have like a 3-day kit, a 3-day, a 7-day, and then beyond, like go-to box, tubs, MREs, whatever, and foods and whatever, like things I would typically think of in this environment. What I need for one, like within the 3 days or less, a backpack ready, small firearm, pistol, extra mags, first aid kits, stuff like that. Obviously your cell phone charger, a backup battery, whatever, knife, things, and not too heavy in case you have to walk, the grid's out, whatever, something of that nature. And then if it's going to be like a 5-7 day deal, grid's out, or something's longer, well, then you're going to be packing a little heavier and for a little bit longer haul. And then if it's after that, then you're hunkering down, or you're going somewhere, a safe place. So, but you need the stuff. Like Mylan's like, what's that? And I had a whole setup for her going to see Dylan at OU. What do I need all that stuff for? I'm like, there's emergency lights, flashlights. There's a med kit. There's a survival kit in there. There's I had glow sticks, all kinds of stuff. I think I had duct tape, string. What else? Some medicine, knives, solar like a sleeping bag. So it was like a toolkit size all in the thing, just put it in the trunk of her car. So if something happens, you have. Well, I don't know how to use that stuff. Well, you're gonna learn real quick. I told her. I said, well, you better learn real quick then. Funny. So, all right, everybody, take care. Thanks for hanging out. I'm over an hour and a half. Oh my god. Lucky I'm the boss. Can't fire myself. So, y'all have a great weekend. Hope you stop in. Buy some fish. We need you to buy some fish, some plants. Oh, before I forget, we're open till 11 to 5 today. We'll be open 11 to 3 tomorrow, Sunday. We're usually not open Sundays. I'm going to have some specials just for tomorrow only. And Monday we are closed. No problem, Panther. We'll be closed Monday. Eclipse, crazy day, zombie apocalypse. I don't know. Be prepared if something goes sideways. That's all I'm going to say. They're talking like up to 500,000 people are coming to Northeast Ohio. And it's going to be gridlock. Don't get stuck in traffic. Make sure your car's gassed up. You better have some stuff in case you get stuck or someone goes psycho or whatever. Just be ready. That's I always tell my son, put your head on a swivel. And so yeah, we'll be closed Monday. So I'll have some time to work. I did have maintenance. At least I thought I had maintenance. I didn't call yesterday. Shit. I wonder if they're gonna be open. I have like 2-3 maintenance to do tomorrow or Monday morning. Oh well, then I'll have a day off kind of. I have to come in and feed and stuff, but I might be able to work in here a good part of the day, and then I'll just go outside and look at the black sun, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. All right, y'all take care. Thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.